Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up here, guys. It's finally freaking Friday. I don't know about you. I'm happy as can be. Program note, our fantasy football draft will be actually on Sunday this weekend. I've got to actually go out, do some more work on that rental property, start installing the cabinets and things. So I won't be here on Saturday. So, I know fantasy football is the big thing for a lot of you guys, but don't worry. We'll be doing that draft on Sunday. Tonight we'll do the race to go ahead and get draft position and stuff ready to go. But we sit here, guys, 6 days. Look at that. 6 days, 11 hours, 20 minutes, and 20 seconds away from kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's hope everybody in the Dallas Cowboys is ready. Concern a bit right now, thinking about something that Bart Scott said. Bart Scott, who famously said, "I'll take Teddy Bridgewater over Dak Prescott, and win a Super Bowl." We're still waiting for that one. Teddy Bridgewater since went from New Orleans to Carolina, is now in Denver, so at least he's getting opportunities. Bart Scott said about a week and a half ago that, players will target injuries, that Ndamukong Suh, of course, would, jump on Dak Prescott's back for a ride to see if that ankle holds up or not. And, I actually had concerns about the way I was watching some of the Washington football scrimmages, how low players tackle. And part of that may be it's not that they're dirty players, but they're worried about the unnecessary roughness calls that are being made, and also, of course, the helmet-to-helmet collisions. And that may be the case. And, most players would rather get hit in the head than in the knees. But be that as it may, I came across this morning, and I literally just kind of like, really? Somebody who's truly benefited from the calls? And that's Tom Brady. Tom Brady is actually, feeling sorry for the defenses getting called for penalties. I was kind of like, the fuck? Let's listen to this morning, because you know what? We're less than a week away. It's time to start building up some hype towards this game.
I think the one thing about football that's changed over the years, which I think is really hard for someone like me who's played a long time to watch, is like it's not being taught the right way. Like a quarterback should only throw the ball to certain places because your receiver is in danger of getting hit. For example, when I used to play against Ray Lewis, I wouldn't throw the ball to the middle of the field because he'd go after you and he would hit and we didn't always have the biggest receivers, but he would hit him and knock him out of the game. And now every hard hit is a penalty on the defense. So I feel like they penalize defensive players for offensive mistakes. So like if a quarterback, I was watching the Chicago Bear game, the quarterback messes up, doesn't see the blitzer, or the line screws up. I don't know what happened. The quarterback or the line on offense, the defensive player comes in and hits him hard, and they throw a flag on the defense. So they've almost moved the protection of your opponent to you, as opposed to where it should be, which is on yourself. Like if you're a quarterback, you got to protect yourself and your players. It shouldn't be the responsibility of your opponent to protect you. And I think that's it creates really bad habits for players because you feel like I can basically do anything. I could run and not slide. I can throw my receiver into any coverage and not have any repercussion for it. The only thing they're going to do is they're actually going to blame the defensive player for making a good, solid hit, and now the defensive player is going to feel like, oh, I can't do that, even though I feel like it was an offensive mistake. So in the end, I think it's a really disservice to the sport because the sport isn't being played at a high level like I believe that it once was. It actually deteriorates because you're not teaching the players the reasons and the fundamentals of what the sport should be.
Right.
Wow. So I'm curious then. I'm curious because somebody who has truly benefited from the referees basically protecting you. Let's be clear. Let me, he makes a point. He makes a great point about how basically the referees have taken out the hits and made it so there's no fear out there for the quarterbacks or the receivers going across the middle. It used to be like Cliff Harris would say. Cliff Harris said, it's your choice. If you come into my area, you're going to get your head knocked off. And so if you did, you got your head knocked off, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady, if he had played during the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, would not be playing into his 40s. That's a fact. There is no way in hell, because you can't touch Tom Brady. You can't. If you do, you're given 15 yards. Every single time. Now, there's some quarterbacks I've seen that have gotten kind of jacked up. You've seen Dak Prescott, like going against Washington, literally get hit out of bounds, helmet to helmet, and no call gets made. I mean, there's certain quarterbacks that, you know, they take care of it, certain ones that they don't. And I know you're saying, oh, you're just biased because you're a Dak Prescott and Dallas Cowboy fan. Tom Brady doesn't get any breaks. Come on, man. For Tom Brady to be, oh, the poor defenses. They're not, they're being too mean to the defenses. I don't ever remember Tom Brady saying, you know what, ref, pick up that flag. Pick up the flag. That one's on me. It's on me on that. No. I feel sorry for the defenses because I hope the NFL police don't get me on this one. But I got to show you because I know, here's what I try and do. What I try and do is when I make a statement or come up with a theory or try and tell you something, I try to have something to back up my argument, okay? You know, I have had this guy who came in yesterday who just said, Dak sucks, Dak sucks, Dak sucks. Okay, so give me your evidence on what sucks about Dak Prescott. Don't just come in and say, here's the problem. Give me a solution or give me some facts or numbers or something to balance your argument, okay? And it was funny because this guy literally then said, Daniel Jones is levels ahead of Dak Prescott. And that's what you literally said. Literally. He said Daniel Jones is levels ahead of Dak Prescott. And I said, well, if you're talking about interceptions and fumbles, you're right. You're spot on. But other than that, dog, come on. But take a look at this. And I hope that, like I said, that the NFL police don't get me on this. But this was New England versus Kansas City in the playoffs. And literally, this is the worst unnecessary roughness call that I've ever seen in my life. 2nd and 7. They're deep in their territory, okay? Deep in their territory. They're down, right? They're down. They get 15 yards. Watch this. There it is. Did you see it? Did you see it? Okay? That was unnecessary roughness on the defense. Roughing the passer on the defense. Literally, he brushed his shirt. He brushed his shirt. Look at this. Watch this. He comes through. That, my friends, right there, is roughing the passer. 2nd and 7, deep in your territory, down by 4 points. Look at that. Seriously. So, I kind of find it a little bit hypocritical when you're talking about that. Should be, listen, come on, guys. Seriously? You didn't say, you know what? I feel bad for Jones. You know what? You don't. I don't deserve that call. Come on, man. That's some bullshit. That's one person who has truly benefited in the change in calls in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He is the greatest quarterback out there, more Super Bowl championships that doesn't get hit. I don't know if he played in the past, if he does all that. I just don't know. I don't know how he would be under pressure and really getting hit where he actually had to worry about, am I going to be able to go home to my beautiful wife tonight if I stay in here and try and make that pass? I don't think that he's ever had to feel that I could literally, physically be killed because he get calls like that. But yet, he's basically telling you, oh, the poor defenses. The poor defenses. Give me a break, man. So here's what we have to wonder. We know how Tom Brady is treated. Tom Brady gets the calls. Tom Brady always gets the calls. You cannot touch Tom Brady. Let's see what happens with Dak Prescott coming back from the ankle injury. Do we see Tampa Bay, Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea and those guys, those linemen, try and roll up on Dak Prescott's, legs? And will the officials protect Dak the same way they protect Tom Brady? That was the craziest thing that I think I will see all day today. Tom Brady on the side of defenses. Wow. All right, you know how we roll here. It's time to get up out of here. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?